Carmelo Anthony has a resume that most players would dream of. In 2013, he had arguably his best season and considered a top 10 player in his prime, but he simply does not get the recognition that he deserves. He was the best offensive player I ever coached. He was also a user of people, addicted to the spotlight, and unhappy when he had to share it. And that's the same reason why he had to fight for a spot in the league in 2019. The downfall of Carmelo Anthony's career was a tough one for the future Hall of Famer. The Denver Nuggets picked him with the third overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft. Detroit, with the second selection, drafted Darko Milicic, and while they won a championship in 2004, they clearly missed the mark by not drafting Carmelo Anthony. By year 4, he already averaged close to 29 points per game, was selected to the All-NBA team multiple times, was an All-Star, and led the Nuggets to meet Kobe Bryant's Lakers in the 2009 Western Conference Finals. The Nuggets lost to Kobe's Lakers, but then the real trouble started. After Denver lost in the first round in 2010, the next season began with speculation that Anthony wanted out. Carmelo refused to sign a contract extension with the Denver Nuggets, and teams like the Knicks, Nets, Rockets, and Hawks all became interested.
I never once said anything about trade talk. You know, it's been a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors going on, you know, this summer about where I'm gonna end up. The Nuggets want to trade me. I want to be traded. You know, like I said, that's for the, you know, my team and the front office to discuss. I'm here to focus on, you know, basketball and training camp tomorrow.
Carmelo made it perfectly clear that he only wanted to sign with the New York Knicks, leaving Denver with no choice but to trade him to his preferred destination or watch him leave for nothing in free agency. New York sacrificed their young core of Wilson Chandler, Danilo Gallinari, Timofey Mozgov, Raymond Felton, and 2 first-round picks when they could have just waited until the offseason to sign Anthony. The Knicks qualified for the playoffs for the first time in 7 seasons, losing to the Boston Celtics in a first-round sweep. While Melo was in New York, the team made 3 consecutive trips to the playoffs, which remains the only streak since Patrick Ewing last played for them. Neither a championship nor even a trip to the conference finals was achieved during Melo's time with the franchise. The Knicks' first-round victory over the aging Boston Celtics was the high point of Melo's stay in New York, but things quickly started to go south. During the 2014 offseason, Carmelo Anthony was a free agent, and the choice of where he wanted to play came down to the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. Chicago had a talented roster that could offer Anthony a championship-level team, including the reigning Defensive Player of the Year Joakim Noah and a rising star in Jimmy Butler. The only missing piece for the Bulls to become a top contender was a high-level scorer, making Anthony a perfect fit. However, the Knicks had the advantage of offering him a higher salary, and Melo took the money. In March 2014, Phil Jackson became the Knicks president, and Jackson believed that he could convince Carmelo to embrace the triangle offense. He envisioned Melo finding the right blend of offense and defense while involving his teammates, just as he had done with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. The experiment never worked out, resulting in Phil Jackson publicly stating that he wanted Anthony to waive his no-trade clause.
We've not been able to win with him on the court at this time, and I think the direction with our team is that he is a player that would be better off somewhere else and using his talent somewhere where he can win or chase that championship. Right now we need players that are really active, can play every single play, defensively and offensively. That's really important for us. We started to get some players on the floor that can do that. And, you know, that's the direction we have to go.
Following Jason Kidd's retirement in 2013, the Knicks added Pablo Prigioni and Beno Udrih to strengthen their point guard position. The Knicks' other point guard, Raymond Felton's performance took a significant downturn, resulting in a deficiency in the team's ability to penetrate defenses and create opportunities off the dribble. The team's lack of scoring options hindered their overall performance, leading to a disappointing record of 37-45 and missing the playoffs. The Knicks' struggles were partly due to Carmelo's ego, which made it more challenging for them to find a starting caliber point guard. The team had difficulty finding players who could consistently create their shot, resulting in 4 straight losing seasons. While Jeremy Lin may not have been able to maintain his Linsanity production, he could have helped fill the void as a point guard who could break down defenses, create opportunities for other players, and ease some of the scoring burdens on Carmelo. He could have been a valuable piece in helping the Knicks become a better team. Ultimately, New York's front office made their own decision. decisions. But the Lin move set off a chain of events, and when Carmelo expressed his dissatisfaction with playing alongside another star, the organization took his opinion seriously. New York drafted 7-foot unicorn Kristaps Porzingis in the 2015 draft and got off to a solid start. They fired head coach Derek Fisher after losing 9 of 10 games, and of course missed the playoffs again. After once again failing to reach the postseason in 2017, Carmelo Anthony was traded to the OKC Thunder in exchange for Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and a second-round pick.
Carmelo Anthony is finally in a position where he's going to be able to legitimately compete for a championship, and I think that's something that his talent demands. Can drop 40 on any given night, not to say that the Golden State Warriors are still not the favorites, because they are, but if there is somebody that's nipping and tucking at their heels, it is definitely the Oklahoma City Thunder.
After Russell Westbrook showed that he was a one-man army, shattering some of the longest-standing NBA records in history, the OKC Thunder doubled down on their league MVP. The narrative all season long was that he needed help, and the Thunder found a way to get him some. OKC pulled off 2 trades that landed Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. With Westbrook leading the charge and 2 gifted scorers alongside him, the trio of all-stars was supposed to usher the Thunder into a glorious golden era that followed Kevin Durant. This was that period when everyone realized Melo could not be the best player on a championship team, but he was still struggling to give that up in sacrifice. The group had flashes of greatness, and they blew out the dominant Golden State Warriors twice that season, but got exposed when it mattered the most. After finishing 4th in the Western Conference, the Thunder ultimately had a disappointing first-round exit after a matchup against the Utah Jazz led by rookie Donovan Mitchell. Melo struggled to fit in with the team system and struggled to find his role on the court. At that point, Oklahoma City felt that the Carmelo Anthony experiment couldn't go on any longer, deciding that they would find a way to proceed without him on the roster the following season to avoid the luxury tax, as he was set to make roughly $27.9 million. They would go on to trade him to Atlanta for Dennis Schroeder, and he would later be bought out by the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, the Rockets are the front runner, Nicole, to sign him. He'll be waived. He'll pass through waivers, and he'll be able to sign anywhere he likes. He met with the Rockets and the Miami Heat in Las Vegas last week at Summer League, had permission from the Thunder to do so, but they have not informed any of the teams of a decision yet. But Houston is a strong frontrunner.
The Rockets signed Melo in August 2018, reuniting him with his former coach on the New York Knicks, Mike D'Antoni. After appearing in just 10 games for Houston, GM Daryl Morey announced that the team was parting ways with Anthony before trading him to Chicago in January 2019, where he was immediately waived. The 10-time NBA All-Star had been out of the league for about a year until signing with the Trailblazers the following November, where he'd have a sort of career resurgence. Carmelo described his time out of the NBA saying,
"I hit rock bottom emotionally, and I had to build myself back up, basically by myself, to get here where I'm at today, to be able to tell this story." So this season will always be the highlight, one of the highlight chapters of any story that I've ever done.
Anthony played in Portland for 2 seasons and was actually quite productive during his time with the Trailblazers. In 127 games, Melo played 28.3 minutes, averaging 14.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and shot 40% from three-point range, while being a positive presence for the young players. He was even named the NBA Western Conference Player of the Week in December 2019. Melo proved to himself and the NBA world that he could still ball, and that production led to him getting another chance alongside LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook as part of the Los Angeles Lakers.
We have been waiting for the time when Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James play basketball together in the NBA, and we have it now. Carmelo Anthony is going to the LA Lakers.
Unfortunately, Anthony was unable to compete for the championship that has eluded his career so far, as the Lakers had a disappointing season that ended with a 33-49 record. Anthony was solid off the bench with 13.3 points per game with 37.5% three-point shooting over 69 appearances, but Los Angeles dealt with injuries and inconsistency throughout the year. We're towards the tail end of the 2022-2023 NBA season, and Carmelo Anthony has yet to find an NBA team to sign him. We are long removed from the days when he would rock Madison Square Garden on a nightly basis. However, there is no doubt that even at 38 years old, Melo can still help a contender. While Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James were part of an amazing 2003 NBA draft, let's not forget about the 1996 draft that had Hall of Famers such as Kobe Bryant and Steve Nash. Thank you guys for watching. See you all next time. Fleece out.